Hi, everyone. I would like to welcome Heather. Heather is a business automation expert and entrepreneur. She founded REI Integrator to streamline real estate operations, and she's built RocketSkip to automate real estate tasks. And she co-owns Ownership Code to teach creative business acquisitions. She has a computer science degree, an MBA, and 12 years of experience working with various businesses across multiple industries. She is the go-to for scaling businesses through AI, automation, and systems. And that doesn't even touch on any of the things. You think of such small things to make lives easier and big things to make businesses better. And so I am so excited to have you on today, Heather. Thank you for coming on Purpose and Profit. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Super excited for Squad Up.
Yes, me too. And I know that you said you're heading out in a couple days. What are you most excited about for Squad Up?
I mean, first and foremost, to reconnect with all the people that I've already connected with. It seems like every event, I'm just like collecting this whole, like, hundreds of friends throughout the communities. And so it's always cool. Like the first couple of days, it's like, oh, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in 6 months. How has your business changed? And like get to hear their whole like evolution story. It's always really fun.
It really is. It feels like a reunion.
Yes.
Yeah, it is very cool. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about you and I met last February at a golden ticket event, and we realized that we had the same original roots in real estate in the REIN network, and then both kind of jumped into sub2 and head off in that direction. You were a TC for a minute until you decided that was not your jam. And so I'm really excited about how you kind of evolved and where you're going now.
Yeah, so I started off before REIN. I was actually a realtor, and my realtor manager had joined the REIN masterclass. And she's like, there's this awesome lady, and she's teaching all these great things. I learned so much through this week. So I joined the masterclass too. Super worth the $17, 100%. And then I am a sucker for the sales, so I definitely joined the mentorship. And I learned a good bit. I mean, especially like the first couple of weeks, I learned like how to market myself as like this sort of business, which I mean, I know marketing, but it's all about like what spot you're in the community and how to brand yourself and all these different things that just come with very different things across different communities. So I learned about that and got to meet some really cool REIN sisters in Georgia. I still am part of the Georgia group, and they're awesome. They're so supportive. And I started following Pace probably 2 or 3 months after I joined REIN, and I followed him for about 6 months and decided I just have to learn from this guy. He just has such a cool vibe. So I joined Sub 2 and started off with wholesaling. And because, you go through the Avatar series and you're like, I don't know what to fit in with. And so I was thinking, oh, maybe an integrator, maybe I could talk to sellers. I don't really know. So I partnered up with a few people and none of it really worked out. And then they launched the top tier TC program. And that was super awesome. Got to learn from Molly and Ashley, who are amazing. They're amazing teachers, and the TC community is so supportive. I definitely don't regret joining, even though I'm not a TC anymore, because I have so many friends there, and I feel like I can help that community in my own way. And then after TC stuff, they came out with the operator course. I had already been doing operations for a hot minute. I had worked with a guy I actually met at the Golden Ticket, same time as you. I worked with him up until this past January, and I decided that the role that he had me in with his business was actually more of an assistant role, and I did not see myself as an assistant. He wouldn't hire someone like to go under me to take on those responsibilities that were more assistant responsibilities, because I wanted to be more of like the COO of the business. So I decided, well, I guess we're just going to have to part ways. And that was my main source of income too, by the way. So all about those risk taking. So I just parted ways with him and decided to really focus on the integrator side, because as I just, in Owners Club, we're learning our path and trying to figure out our 5-year plan and our Mount Everest. And I think a lot of my career experience has just come, about through automations. Like, I'm a web developer by trade. I have handled a ton of automations for different businesses, and it just made so much sense. Like, this is where I can really help the community just from my expertise without like having to go and learn something new. It's something I already know, and I can be a benefit to people. And then one thing I am like really focusing on now is learning all the new AI things. So that's a service that I want to offer in my business, is to help implement AI into different businesses.
Which is like, I mean, in 5 years, no one's going to do business without AI.
Exactly.
And so I think that that's incredible. And I think that I love your journey, because I think that that is so realistic to what everyone kind of goes through. Like, you go through this, like, I tried this doesn't work. I tried this doesn't work. And so it's really awesome that you just kept going. Also, I have to say, it is tremendously admirable that you walked away from a situation that was your primary source of income to chase what you really want. Not everyone has the capacity to do that. So that's really awesome. So let me ask you, what is your Mount Everest for Owners Club?
I have been struggling on like the cause behind it, but I do know my goals. So, and I think the ways that I can help my community will come in time as I, increase my income, because I do want to help more of the homeless population. Not so much like affordable housing, but more of actually like getting in and being able to provide support to different nonprofits in the area. So that would probably be my cause behind it. But my Mount Everest is self-storage. So my goal in the next 5 years is to purchase and exit 5 facilities. So being able to roll up the money made for each one, and also building SaaS companies. So right now I'm working on the Rocket Skip, which is a automated data toolkit that you can just plug into your CRM. Right now, the tool that I have completed on it is automated skip tracing. So you can just plug and play your skip tracing into your different workflows. And then what I'm working on currently that I hope to launch probably after Squad Up, make sure it's completely ready, is automated underwriting. So yeah, that's the big one that everyone's excited about. So being able to say, does this property, just by passing the address, does it pass or fail for a long-term rental? And then I want to, by the end of the year, add an AI to that so that it can actually analyze based on properties in the area and different exit strategies.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it.
Well, and I'm curious if you're going to be able to use that skill set. I think about, I did a podcast with Luz, and we were talking about her grant work, how she's able to help so many more people because she can do things at such a high level. And so if you can take your AI skills and help people apply for grants, or just a lot of times systems, because programs that help people like homeless people kind of lack support as far as like individuals. So if you can create systems that help streamline their efforts and fund creation and stuff like that, I bet you could help people 100x. And so you're kind of hitting both with the same, just with your amazing skill set, which is amazing. I saw that you had a whole follow-up sequence. You posted about an owners club on your Blink, and you set up like a follow-up and everything like that. And I think that people don't know what they're missing if they're not doing business with you. Like, I'm serious. How many times do we go to these events and we meet 100 people? We don't follow up, or we're manually trying to follow up, but not really, because we took that time off work and now we're trying to catch up, and life is just insane. And so you have this cheat code that allows people to really stay in contact with one another, really make those connections over time, which is where the relationships are built, all by your ability to work with data. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the Blink automation. This will be my first meetup that I'm implementing that for. But last year at Squad Up, I was just thinking about, okay, what could I do better this year based on what happened last year? Last year was so overwhelming. Like I probably met, I don't know, at least 300 new people. And I, to be completely honest, and this is going to sound terrible, I probably forgot 150 of them because I have met people in Owners Club where they're like, "Oh, Heather," and I'm like, "Have we met before?" And it's because it was so many people just back to back, and like I wasn't doing the whole selfie thing, which I'm gonna try to do more this year because it really does help with the memory, especially with faces, because people's profile on their Blink doesn't always look like them, and so it's hard to remember who they are. But I'm excited about this Blink automation because what this is going to allow me to do is just be able to reach out to everyone and say, hey, if you enjoyed our conversation during Squad Up, why don't you schedule a meeting on my calendar? And I've also changed around my calendar to where there is that free meeting spot, but I have paid options as well. So do you need a consultation? I mean, you could do that and, pay this much money, but I could go in and potentially help your business if you just need something right away.
That's incredible. And it's such a, I feel like I was talking to another Owners Club member this morning, and her and I were talking about how last year we all kind of walked out into Squad Up not really knowing what to expect or what to do or anything, right? So it's not just you that met 300 and, didn't remember half of them. But we also didn't network with intention. We didn't even know what our intention was. And I definitely feel that in Owners Club, we've been given the tools and a direction to where I think for all of us, it's going to look different this year. And that doesn't just look different for us. You've kind of just 10x that. And then you just so openly share. Like you could have easily not told anyone you did this really cool thing. And I wouldn't have spent 3 hours researching, like, how did she do this? Not my skill set. What probably takes you like 20 minutes to set up, which is going to take me about 12 hours to set up. But I think that what you're doing is incredible. And it will have huge impacts. And I love how you look at a situation and you say, how do I do it better? It's incredible. So other than working with people and helping people scale their businesses and putting AI in their businesses, what are you looking for? I know you said storage facilities. So are you looking in a specific area?
Sunbelt states.
Sunbelt states. Okay. Do you have any additional like buy box to that?
No, I mean, I there's definitely a minimum size. So if it's, like a couple units, probably won't want to look at it. If it's probably anything above 10,000 net rentable square feet would be something that I could look at. I'm also part of self-storage income. So if it's something that doesn't fit my buy box, I have plenty of buyers that I can pass it off to that would definitely be interested because they're always interested in more deal flow.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So what is your intention at Squad Up? What are you, other than clients, what are you looking for?
I'm also looking for team members. So I'm planning some pretty big things for REI Integrator. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been helping so many Owners Club members with their buy box landing pages. I tell you, I haven't been active on my social media at all, but I posted that buy box landing page how-to video, and everybody was like, it was maybe like 20% of people were like, thank you so much. I managed to build this myself. And they shot me like, hey, here's what I built. And I was like, oh, cool. That's amazing. You're able to sit down and do it. And then the other 80% were like, hey, I can't do this. I need you to do it for me. So I've been working on between 20 and 25 landing pages. So and that's been just in a very short period of time. So it's been a madhouse over in my business. And it's been good, though, because I have a couple team members. So this is stress testing my business, which is the best thing possible that could happen before, an event like Squad Up, where I could get more clients from this. And so I had one team member leave last week. She couldn't handle the stress. And I was like, okay, this is fine. This is actually a good thing. looking at it positively. So I'm looking for more team members because I want to go from this hourly format that I've been having. I've been saying, hey, everyone, I can do, whatever you need, to actually having more of a structured offering. So it would be more of like the 5-hour package. And then I'm actually going to be offering something new, which is a complete automation for businesses, which I'm really excited about because, and I'm trying to figure out the price point for it. So TBD on that. But yeah, I'll be able to go in and for basically any type of real estate investing business, go in and completely automate, be able to help with increased lead flow, team management, automation of tasks, all that stuff, and implementing AI, all of that stuff for just one set price. And then I'm actually, so I co-own Ownership Code with Benjamin Huang. So we're doing creative business acquisition. It's both the education and acquisition platform. And an offering there that I'm trying to build out is basically converting a paper run business into an automated business, which is really exciting because one of the terrifying things about business acquisitions is what if you just have 5 filing cabinets in the corner and there's no marketing and you have all of these clients that you could be following up with, but it's just such a daunting task. So this would be something that could take those filing cabinets of thousands of files and be able to convert them into a CRM, be able to figure out some marketing funnels, increase revenue. Like, it would be such a big value add for new business acquisitions. So that's something that Benjamin and I are working on together.
That's incredible. What are you looking for in your team members?
I am looking for 2 things. I am looking for the willingness to learn, and I forgot the other thing. I've been on so many meetings today. The willingness to learn and just, I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to say.
That's okay. That's okay.
I just told this to Edgar on his podcast, but yeah, just so basically somebody who's a little more techie. You can't be someone who struggles with tech because that's what we deal with every single day. So someone who's a little techie, someone who is willing to learn, and somebody who can just, wants to move forward with this business with me. So it's definitely going to be an interesting journey. I feel like this is the next step. Like, I just structured this business last fall, and it was for a completely different purpose. So made the switch in January, and now we are looking at scaling to the next step with the team members that I currently have, but then I'm going to need more to be able to. Yeah.
The sky is the limit. Like, you have such big visions that I think, like, literally the sky is the limit. And you're working with Ben, who is just an amazing person. You guys are going to be able to help a lot of people that can take businesses, because right now we're in that big boom, but can take businesses and make them so much more profitable just because they're implementing these systems that weren't in place before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's got so many great ideas. It's been a joy working with him. I'll tell you the origin story of our partnership. It's kind of wild.
Okay.
He got a call on a Friday night that he was going to not have a W-2 anymore. So he just, being Benjamin, he brainstormed up on Saturday. And I think I talked to one of his team members, Kyle Huber, who is his integrator in Boston Home Services. And I chatted with him, and we were going to do an integrator call, an owners club. And just from that one call, he was like, oh, you need to talk to Heather. And so he scheduled a meeting with me on Monday, and we completely formed a new business together in one meeting. And by, I think, Wednesday of that week, we had the website up, we had all of the course offerings, or like the offerings of the business figured out, like how it's going to be structured. And then he tweaked the vision for it over the next 2 weeks. But yeah, we had pretty much everything within 2 days. It was wild. Like, we're both very decisive, and I don't think I've ever worked with someone as decisive as me as far as a visionary like that. And I just call him a visionary because he is very much like a hyper visionary. I think he's the highest level visionary that I've personally worked with, which has been really cool because I'm like half integrator, half visionary, and I love working with those hyper visionaries because it helps my vision to go further. And so he enjoys my vision on like the systems and like the back end side, and then he does more of like the forecasting of like, oh, here's where we're going to be in 10 years. And it's like, okay, thank you, Benjamin. I didn't see that, but I'm glad you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, I call myself a visigrator. Like, there, yeah,
Love that.
yeah. That's awesome. So is there anything else you want to share or promote, or I don't know. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I had so many conversations over the past, I think 2 weeks of people who are considering like, should I rejoin Owners Club? Like what, weighing the pros and the cons. And I don't think there was ever a doubt in my mind that I should rejoin because there's so much value, like you mentioned earlier, about everyone is going into this event with intention. And without Owners Club, we would not be able to do this. And it's been just so amazing figuring out my own vision with Pace's help and his guidance and the community. Like the Owners Club group has just been incredible to chat with people and be inspired by them because everyone's doing such big things. And I'm just so excited for Owners Club 2025.
I agree. And it's different because, first of all, everyone does something different. And it's, you walk into this space wherever we go and you feel like you're with your people, like it is a different feeling. And everyone asks me about it and I'm just like, there's no words. Like, and until you're ready to bet on yourself, until you're ready to go all in, you're not going to understand that feeling when you walk in.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I know that I've talked to some people in sub 2 and they're like, is it really worth it? It's got a pretty high price tag. And it's like, well, if you don't like, the price doesn't really matter. It's the value you get out of it. Like the value for me has been at least 10x what I paid for it, just because like without Owners Club, I'd probably be in a pretty similar spot as I was, back last spring, probably a little bit ahead of that. Hopefully I would have done something, but Owners Club has really pushed me to go further faster, and it's been really cool.
That's awesome. It's like I'm not sure if you've read that book, 10X is better than 2X. Have you read that?
No.
Okay. So basically in it, he talks about how most people try to go 2X, which is just more of your like time effort, versus when you go 10X, everything has to change. As you know, if you're going to 10X your business, your whole systems, everything has to change. And I feel like Owners Club is that like pull into the space that everything and who you were before cannot be who you're going to be going forward. And it's inspiring. It's inspiring to talk to you and other Owners Club members and just see everything you guys are doing.
Yeah. And to any listeners out there, if you're looking at the value of joining something, don't just look at the Zooms. Don't just look at the course. I didn't even look at the course for Owners Club. I think there's some modules in there. I don't know. And I attend all the Zooms, but really the value is the mindset and the room that we're in. So I get to hang out with Amanda. I get to hang out with, all these amazing people who are running, not just, moving towards their vision. They are chasing it. They are running full speed towards it. And it's helping me like keep with that pace. It's like a whole group of people that are, running, towards this finish line, or, there's not really a finish line, but you know what I mean? Like running towards the sunset. And so you're able to keep pace with each other.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, Heather. I cannot wait to see you in Dallas at the end of this week. And I hope that you have safe travels.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.